Well, there's getting now a chippiness in the game, and I'll be honest, the Clippers might need this. You see Paul George frustrated. There are not many players in league history that are better at getting under your skin, and I say this as a compliment than Chris Paul is.
I had a tough year last year. People think it's sweet, man. People think it's sweet because I was down. I didn't hear none of this my 10 years in the league, but last year, people living on that last year, and I got an answer to that.
So a lot to digest there from the altercation you just saw during the Clippers-Suns game last night. And you just heard Paul George say he didn't hear as much trash talking as he's experiencing now. Ramona, are there still lingering questions about Paul George on the court that he has to address?
Yeah, and there will be until they win. I don't think there's anything he can say other than winning and other than just playing great every night to silence his critics. Because we all know what happened in the bubble last year. We all know the Clippers melted down. We all know he hit the side of the backboard, okay? We all know, right? But the thing with Paul, that something that we in the media appreciate but also hurts him in some ways, is he is so open. He's so telling you exactly what he's feeling in that moment, which is great. I want to know. Don't you want to know? Makes for good TV, makes for good stories. But I think he might have to stop that a little. Just, like, if you prick him, he bleeds. And I think he just needs to not let anyone get close to him. Don't let anyone get under your skin. Don't be so open. Don't put your guts on the floor all the time, because people are using it against you at this point.
Yeah, I think, too, part of me, I disagree from the standpoint of I do want to see this more from Paul George. I want to see that guy that's ready to go to war at all costs, who's ready to put it all on the line and show people how important this really is to him. Not that he hasn't before, but I look at the Clipper team and I see a cool team, talented as hell, well coached, but they got some mellow guys on that team that play a smooth game. And I just think the team in general, other than Patrick Beverly, I think the team needs one of those stars to bring this kind of ferocity to the table.
Okay.
So I think it's a good thing for him, but I also think Devin Booker is smelling blood in the West. He sees that shooting guard spot. He thinks he's the best. One, he thinks he's the best player on the floor, period, which most nights he is. But he's also looking at that two-guard spot saying, I'm the best in the West, and I'm going to show you. And that is just what's going to be from here on out. It's the land of the Wolves.
I was interested to hear Paul say, hey, it wasn't like this for my first 10 years in the league. And look, that is the cost that comes with going to a market with more eyeballs. And I am not in any way taking a shot at Indiana or Oklahoma City. There is just math involved. There are more people, physical people, to watch what you are doing when you play in Los Angeles. And the advantage of that is you get more endorsements because you control and impact those eyeballs. But the flip side is that when you come up short, and they unquestionably did last season, that more people are seeing and remembering and talking to you about it. And you heard the announcer in that clip, I don't know who was on the call there, but saying no one gets under your skin better than Chris Paul.
Oh, and he is the best.
He is a champ at that.
And the Clippers have championship aspirations. They are truly a contender, right? OKC, they were there knocking on the door. Indiana, they were kind of knocking on the door. The Clippers are true contenders. People are going to come after them, and how they answer the bell throughout the season, I think, will tell a lot about their overall success.
I do like Paul's response there, and tied up in that, as you put it, Ramona, tied in up with him putting all his guts on the floor with how he feels to hear this, the fact that he is hearing it, was his response. And I'm happy with the overall comment, because he said, I have to prove it to people. I know that. I'm on a mission to do that this year. I think that's a big deal to hear him say that. I give him a lot of credit for having that kind of accountability, and he really has since the first time he stepped in front of a podium for the Clippers this season. So I'm interested to see where we go there.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.